broken neon sign still works. We don't There's a little diner downtown, still open after midnight. Same old flickering neon, same red and blue lights. We used to sit by the window, talk about who we'd become, back when forever sounded easy, back when we were young. Last week I drove by there for the first time in years, and somehow that broken sign hit harder than you leaving did. 'Cause some things stay exactly the same, and that's what hurts. Broken neon lights still shining through the dark, still holding on to stories long after people fall apart. The sign remembers us, even if you don't. Funny how a broken light can feel more alive than love. Broken neon lights still glowing in the rain, and every time I pass that street I feel you again. I heard you're doing better, at least that's what people say. I hope the world is kinder than it was back in those days. I don't miss every memory, I don't miss every fight. I just miss believing you'd be standing by my side. It's strange what time does to promises and plans, how something that felt permanent can disappear without a sound. Nobody tells you some goodbyes happen slowly. Broken neon lights still shining through the dark, still holding on to stories long after people fall apart. The sign remembers us, even if you don't. Funny how a broken light can feel more alive than love. Broken neon lights still glowing in the rain, and every time I pass that street I feel you again. The truth is I don't stop there anymore. I don't sit in the parking lot thinking you'll walk through the door. But every once in a while a song comes on or a memory slips through, and for a second I'm 22 again, still believing in me and you. The hardest part isn't losing you, the hardest part is missing the person I was before I learned nothing lasts forever. Broken neon lights still burning after all these years. Maybe that's the difference between electricity and tears. One keeps shining even when it's cracked, the other keeps falling and never comes back. Broken neon lights still lighting up that town. still works. We don't. Maybe that's why I still look up every time I drive by. I saw his name light up your phone, and I looked away, not because I didn't see it, because I didn't want to lose you. I'm lost in your eyes, even when they're lying. Lost in your eyes, even when I know the truth. Maybe that's the saddest part. You broke my heart long before you left. 2:14 a.m., the engine's off, rain sliding down the windshield. You're sitting next to me, pretending everything's normal. Then your phone lights up for half a second. I see his name, you flip it over too fast. We both know what just happened, but neither of us says a word. Sometimes silence is just two people protecting a lie. You keep talking, I keep listening, both of us pretending this isn't ending. I'm lost in your eyes, even when they're lying. Lost in your eyes, even when they're somewhere else. Oh, I know the truth, I know the signs, but loving you made me good at ignoring them. Lost in your eyes again. The crazy thing is I don't even blame you anymore. People leave, people change, people fall out of love. That happens. What hurts is watching it happen in slow motion. Watching somebody stop choosing you one day at a time, until you're the only one still holding on. I knew you were gone months before you left. I just didn't know how to leave with you. Everybody thinks betrayal starts with a kiss. Now it starts with distance, with shorter conversations, with I'm tired, with maybe tomorrow, with staring at a screen longer than you stare at each other. Love doesn't usually die in one night, it dies in 1,000 tiny moments nobody notices until it's over. If I'm honest, the thing that scares me most isn't losing you, it's knowing I'd probably stay even if you asked me to. Because some people become a habit, and habits are harder to quit than heartbreak. I'm lost in your eyes, even when they're lying. Lost in your eyes, even when they belong to somebody else. I should leave, I should run, I should finally choose myself. But here I am, still sitting beside you, still hoping, still lost. Your phone lights up again. This time I don't look away. The rain finally stops, you don't notice. You're looking at the screen, I'm looking at you. And somehow that tells me everything. Lost in your eyes, but I finally see the truth. 18 a.m. I'm standing in front of the mirror. Same tired eyes, same heavy heart, but somehow I'm still here. I'm broken but trying, and maybe that's enough tonight. I didn't win today, I didn't heal today, but I survived. And sometimes surviving is its own kind of victory. The bathroom light is too bright, my eyes are bloodshot. I splash cold water on my face like it might wash away everything I'm carrying. It doesn't. The bills are still there, the memories are still there, the anxiety is still there, the loneliness is still there. But so am I, that's got to count for something, right? Everybody sees the smile, nobody sees the conversations I have with myself at 3 in the morning, just trying to make it through. Some nights getting out of bed feels harder than chasing any dream, and nobody claps for that, but maybe they should. I'm broken but trying, still standing somehow, still breathing somehow, still here somehow. I got scars where my hope used to be, but my heart still refuses to quit on me. I'm broken but trying, and tonight that's enough. Yeah, I used to think healing and waking up one day and feeling nothing. Now I know healing is waking up and choosing to keep going, even when you still feel everything. I found an old picture today, didn't cry, didn't smile, just looked at it and kept moving. That sounds small, but 6 months ago it would have destroyed me. Maybe progress is quieter than we think. Yeah. Nobody posts the nights they almost gave up. Nobody posts the panic attacks, the empty apartments, the silent drives, the mornings they spend trying to convince themselves to keep going. But that's real life, not the highlights, not the filters, not the captions, just ordinary people fighting battles nobody can see. If you're listening to this at 3 a.m., I need you to hear me. You don't have to be healed, you don't have to be strong, you don't have to have everything figured out. Just stay, just make it to tomorrow. That's enough. I'm broken but tried, and maybe that's brave. Maybe surviving is something worth celebrating. I'm still learning, still hurting, still healing, still climbing, still alive for tonight. That's enough. The mirror hasn't changed, the problems haven't changed, the world hasn't changed, but one thing did. I made it through another day. 3:47 a.m. I turn off the light, and for the first time tonight I believe tomorrow might be okay. I'm broken, but I'm trying. I'm online all day, and somehow I've never felt more alone. I screen time says 10 hours. My heart says nobody called. I know what everybody's doing, but nobody knows me at all. I watched 100 stories, laughed at 100 memes. Funny how I'm connected to everything but me. I answer every message, I react with little hearts. But when somebody asks me how are you, I don't know where to start. Everybody's talking, nobody's really saying anything. Online but empty, surrounded but alone. 1,000 little conversations, but nowhere I belong. My phone keeps ringing, my room stays quiet. Everybody sees me, nobody finds me. Online but empty, scrolling through another night, looking for something real inside a blue light. Inside a blue light. I know everyone's birthdays, I know their vacations too. I know who broke up last week and who's got somebody new. But I can't remember the last time I sat down and told somebody honestly how I'm feeling now. Maybe we're all lonely, just better at hiding it, posting perfect moments while quietly losing grip. The world has never been louder, so why does everything feel silent? Online but empty, surrounded but alone. 1,000 little conversations, but nowhere I belong. My phone keeps ringing, my room stays quiet. Everybody sees me, nobody finds me. Online but empty, scrolling through another night, looking for something real inside a blue light. Inside a blue light. The truth is, I don't need more followers, I don't need more friends online. I just want one person who notices when I'm not alright. One real conversation, one honest night, one reason to believe I'm more than a profile and a timeline. Maybe that's what we're missing, not connection, just closeness. Online but empty, but maybe not forever. Maybe healing starts when we put the phones together. Maybe being known matters more than being seen. Maybe life is bigger than what's on a screen. Online but empty, but tonight I finally know the thing I've been searching for was never in my phone. I'm online all day, but maybe tomorrow I'll be present too. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it hurt like this. Nobody told me my parents would get older, the house I grew up in would somehow feel smaller. Nobody told me friends would disappear without a fight, without a reason, just over years. I thought I'd have more time, I think we all do. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it'd feel like this. One day you're young, next day you're missing people you thought would always exist. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody warned me about goodbye, how some things end without a last time. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me love could fade slowly, not with a broken heart, just quiet loneliness. Nobody told me the dreams come true and somehow you're still not happy the way you thought you'd be. Growing up feels different than I imagined. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it'd feel like this. One day you're young, next day you're missing people you thought would always exist. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody warned me about goodbye, how some things end without a last time. Nobody prepared me for this. The hardest part isn't losing. The hardest part is knowing while it was happening you didn't know. Those were the days you'd miss forever. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it hurt like this. One day you're laughing, next day you're looking at old pictures, trying not to miss. Nobody prepared me for this, but maybe that's life. Learning too late what mattered the whole time. Nobody prepared me for this. Nobody prepared me for this. Maybe nobody could. Come here, let's take a picture. You said it 100 times, I always said maybe later. You were standing in the kitchen, holding your old phone, smiling like you always did whenever all of us were home. You said, come stand beside me. I said, not right now. I was busy being young, too busy to slow down. You laughed and rolled your eyes like you always used to do. Neither of us knew how little time was left for me and you. We spend our whole lives thinking there'll be another day. We never took that photo, now it's all I want. One more smile beside you, one more moment that is gone. I would've stood there forever if I'd known what I know now. Funny how the smallest things become the things you can't live without. took that photo, and that's what hurts the most. I found your old messages while cleaning out a drawer. 1,000 little memories I never noticed before. There's pictures of the birthdays, the holidays, the lights, pictures of everybody except us side by side. I keep imagining what that photo would have been. Your arm around my shoulder, both of us looking at the lens. Just one ordinary second, nobody would have thought twice. But now I'd give the world to bring it back tonight. Nobody tells you the last chance never feels like the last. We never took that photo. Now it's all I want. One more smile beside you, one more moment that is gone. I would have stood there forever if I'd known what I know now. Funny how the smallest things become the things you can't live without. We never took that photo, and that's what hurts the most. The hardest part isn't missing you, the hardest part is this: knowing I was there, knowing I had the chance, knowing all it would have taken was 30 seconds and a simple yes instead of maybe later. Instead of waiting for tomorrow that never came. If I could go back, I wouldn't ask for more money, more success, more time. I'd ask for one picture, one ordinary picture with you. We never took that photo, but I see it in my mind. You're smiling at the camera, me standing by your side. And every time I think about it, I hope somebody hears this song and says yes a little quicker before the moment's gone. We never took that photo, so tonight before you sleep, call somebody, hug somebody, take the picture, keep the memory. Come here, let's take a picture. You said it 100 times. If I could hear those words again, I'd never say maybe later. I found your picture inside an old shoebox tonight. The one from California, where you wore that white dress by the coastline. Back when we talked about the names of our future kids. Back when forever felt so close, we could almost touch it. You filled in all my corners with daydreams drawn in ink. We sketched a life on napkins and late night coffee clinks. We were almost forever, almost everything. Almost a house with a garden, almost wedding rings. We were almost mornings, growing old side by side. Almost every dream I ever had, standing right there in your eyes. But almost doesn't hold you when the nights get cold, and almost doesn't end is what hurts most of all. Last week I drove past the street where you used to live. The lights were rearranged, but my heart still recognized it. I heard from a friend, you're doing okay these days, and I smiled like I meant it, then broke down on the way. I don't miss every moment, I don't miss every fight, I just miss the future we thought we'd have together. Every night I trace those almost milestones like postcards never sent, a life we never lived but never quite forget. Love shouldn't feel like a footnote tucked in a broken soul, but sometimes almost stories are the ones that mark you most. The hardest part of losing wasn't watching you let go, it was grieving all the versions of a life we'll never know. We were almost forever, almost my whole world, almost every chapter, almost my last girl. We were almost sunsets, almost Sunday drives, almost every reason I believed in love and life, but almost is a lesson that nobody wants to learn. Sometimes the closest thing to forever is the dream that couldn't work. We were almost forever, and I still feel it now every time I hear your name. Somewhere in a crowded town, we were almost forever, almost, but not enough. I forgot your birthday, I thought I'd make it up next year. There wasn't the next year. You called me that morning, I said I was busy. You laughed and said that's okay, honey. I said I'd come by later after work was done. I didn't know that day would be the last one. Funny how we think there's always more time. The birthday I forgot is the one I can't move on from. One missed call, one late apology, now it follows me. The birthday I forgot, I'd give anything to relive. Just one more cake, one more candle, one more hug. Now every year when that day comes around, the whole world keeps moving, but I slow down. I hear your voice inside my head saying it's okay, but it's not. The birthday I forgot is the one I can't Last forever. The birthday I forgot still breaks me every year. I'd trade every tomorrow just to have you here. One more smile, one more wish, one more photograph. The birthday I forgot became the memory I can't get back. I forgot your birthday. I never forgot it again.
Six p.m. Sunday night. The saddest sound in the world isn't a goodbye.
It's setting an alarm for a life you don't want to wake up to.
Sunday shadows coming through my room.
Weekend's gone
Way too soon.
Everybody's going home.
So why do I still feel alone? Sunlight disappears from the kitchen floor. Coffee cup half full, nobody at the door. I scroll for something to make me feel alive. Everybody looks happy through a screen tonight. The laundry's still there, the dishes too. Funny how the apartment looks exactly like I do.
A little tired,
A little lost
a little too quiet.
when the weekend's gone.
They say tomorrow is a fresh new start.
No, what a
Sunday night always hit this hard.
Sunday shadows
Coming through my room.
Weekend's gone.
Way too soon. Everybody's going home.
So why do I still feel alone?
Sunday shadows
Stealing all the light.
Monday's getting closer.
They're
Not ready tonight.
iron my shirt, set my alarm, practice another smile for tomorrow morning. The scary thing is, nothing's really wrong.
I'm just tired.
of feeling like
I'm surviving.
instead of living, yeah. Nobody talks about this kind of loneliness, the kind that shows up when everything gets quiet, when the plans are over, the texts stop coming, and you're left alone with your own thoughts.
That's when it gets loud, out.
I don't need a miracle, I don't need a new life. I just wish there was somebody waiting for me the way I wait.
For weekends.
Sunday shadows
Coming through my room. Weekend's gone way too soon. Everybody's going home.
and 6:59
p.m.
Alarm set,
Lights off,
phone face down.
see you next Friday.
I know I'll never call you again, so why can't I delete your number? It's buried somewhere in my contacts, between people I barely know, a name I never dial anymore, but somehow never let go. I changed my passwords, changed my routine, changed almost everything about who I've been. But every time I see a name, my thumb still hesitates. Funny how moving on can stop at something so small. It's only 10 digits. Why does it feel so heavy? A name in my phone still feels like home, even though I know that home's long gone. I never call, I never text, I never cross that line. But every time I think delete, something stops me every time. Your name in my phone, the last door I haven't closed. I found an old screenshot of a conversation from years ago. You sent a heart, I sent a joke, back when forever felt close. Now all that's left is a contact card, a photo I don't use, and 100 little memories attached to you. People think healing means forgetting someone exists. Nobody talks about the things you're scared to lose, even after they're gone. Maybe it's not your number, maybe it's everything behind it. Your name in my phone still feels like home, even though I know that home's long gone. I never call, I never text, I never cross that line. But every time I think delete, something stops me every time. Your name in my phone, the last door I haven't closed. The truth is, I'm not waiting for a message, I'm not waiting for you to come back. I'm just not ready to admit that this chapter ended years ago. Because once I delete your number, there's nothing left to pretend about. It's not hope, it's not love, it's goodbye. I'm afraid of your name in my phone. Used to be my favorite call, now it's just a reminder of how people change it all. I never call, I never text, and maybe that's okay. But tonight I finally understand why I couldn't walk away. Your name in my phone was never just a number, it was a piece of my life. I know I'll never call you again. Maybe that's why I still haven't deleted your number.